Hi, this is Pat Walker at Mission Winners.
How do I get in a gap up? How do I buy a darn stock that looks really good, but the dang thing gapped up and I don't know how to get in it? Well, this is the real world. We're looking at Netflix. You can see the high on this bar and the high on that bar right there, about the same. Said, hey, if it takes out these highs, it could be a potential buy. Volume came into it yesterday. And today, what's it do? Oh man, it gaps up. I can't get in it. What do I do? How do I handle it? Well, I'll show you what you do. Here's the daily chart. Take it down to hourly. This is the real world. This isn't textbook. And say, well, it gapped up and it ran up. Yeah, boy, that's still some wide range bars. I'm in agreement. Take it down to 30-minute. And look here. It gaps up. It runs up. Pulls back. Bounces off the rising 8 EMA on the hourly. Hold on, I got a limit alert going off on one of our old stocks. Let's see here. Bear with me. Good. This is still working from lower. Good, good, good. I'm sorry. Got to set that there. Boom, boom. There we go. Raise the alerts and let her work. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let's go back here to Netflix. My fault. I'm doing this during the market hours. So there's the daily again. It gapped up above there. Here's the hourly. So, well, okay, I guess I could do that. Could we fine tune it a little bit? Yeah. Take it down to 30-minute. You can go down to 10-minute also, and we're going to address that. But 30 minutes just fine too. I encourage you not to get wrapped up in 5. You know, you're getting too close. 10 minimum. There's plenty there. Here we go. There's another alert. I apologize. This is still going. Bear with me. I'm sorry. Raise that up. DraftKings. Entry there. Let's go back. Here we go. Netflix. So again, the stock gaps up. Here's the hourly. It ran up. Take it down to 30-minute. And here we go. Gaps up today. Pulls back on decreasing volume. Falls and puts in a reversal bar on a volume pickup. See that? What could be your low risk entry? Taking out the highs of this bar. And it did it. Right there. Look at that. On a slight pickup in volume. It did it. Now, what could be your stop? 2 different stops. If it bleeds back halfway into this bar, that's a negative. You should be careful and maybe sell some. If it takes out the lows of this bar, you sell the rest for a very small loss. Very small. That's it. Now you're running it like a business. Take it down to 10-minute. Here's the 10-minute chart. Okay? That's getting up close and personal, a little too close. To me, the best tactic is the 30-minute. Takes out the highs of that bar. You know, again, it gaps up. Don't chase the gap up. That'd sting you. You say, well, I'll just buy it up here around 512. Yeah, see that animal go from 512 all the way down to 504? You say, well, that's only 8 points. 8 points on 512 is nothing. Hey, I don't really give a rip about that. 8 points is 8 points. So what do? We manage it. Take it down to a lesser time frame and look for an entry. And there it is. And it lifts off and it marches away. Right there. And right now, with no stress, you're up $10. You're up 10 points already. And here's the neat thing. Look at the bar. Look at the low on this bar. Look at the low on this bar, this bar, this bar, this bar. You don't have a lower. It has not taken out the previous bar's lows yet. That's sweet potato pie right there. There's the real world tactic for you. Going a little deeper on setting alerts and adjusting alerts. This is a good question, and it's a timely question, and it's an appropriate question. So let's dig deep, okay? This is only for you, but let's do real world, not textbook stuff. Let's nuts and bolts this and get down to it. So we're taking a look, and we're going to look at a couple of charts. Like here's QLD, all right? QLD was on the key list last night for potential buy, taking out the tops of this bar, the high on this bar. I want to show you something, by the way. This will help you. You see all these numbers up here? Notice the H and the L. That's what I'm concerned with. H, well, three of them. H, L, and O. Open. It's the high of that specific bar, the low, and the open. I'm going to put my cursor on this bar and look at the H. The high on that bar is 93.62. The low is 90.24. See that? Close 91.65. Just want you to be tracking with me. Again, the close, the high, the low. Important to note this, especially the high and the low. So let's get down and tear it apart. This is important. So QLD today, we wanted to say, if it took out the highs of today, of this bar, what's the high on this bar, folks? Take a look over here where it said H, 93.62. This stock was on the key list last night. What was our entry? 93.70. There you go. Just a little bit above the highs of yesterday. That's all. So you can say, well, it gapped up. So what can we do with it? You can look at, and this is the technique now, this is the tactic, this is the real world. Look at the hourly chart. This is the hourly chart for today, right here. That first bar, right here, just these bars. This is today. These bars here are from yesterday, okay? Take it down to 30-minute. You can say, well, Patrick, it gapped up. You see the first bar today? It gapped up right there. See the opening? Ran up and reversed and closed down on heavy volume. What does that tell us? There was selling there, right? So what would we do? Take it down. You're looking at 30-minute. You could, if you want to, take it down to 10-minute. And you can say, all right, and I had it set a hair above it right there from before. What you could do is you just set your alert. Here's the first 10 minutes and it starts to fade. You can say if it starts to come back up above these bars, maybe it's a potential buy. That's it. That's how you adjust the alerts near the open. Now, let's continue on with this lesson for a minute. Go back to the hourly chart. By the way, please don't think this is that involved. It's really not. I mean, this ain't rocket science. This is really simple. Take it down to hourly. You can say, well, I can see if it takes out the tops of this bar, this bar. Take it down to 30-minute. What's it doing, team? It's going sideways on 30-minute. Look at these bars. Take it down to 10-minute. See my price alert right there? Drop it a bit. What is that saying? It's going sideways. If it takes out the highs of this bar and the market's strong, perhaps that will lend itself for a buy. Now, looking at this chart, here's another lesson for you. It went up to here. How was the volume on that bar? Just note down here. How was the volume? Not great, low. Then it fell. What happened on the volume on that bar? Volume picked up a little bit. Not bad, but it's a definite pickup over the previous 4 bars. You see that? So what does that tell us? There's seller there. So what's it need to do? We need to see this push above these bars on a pickup in volume. So we've got an alert set. Let's see if we can do another one here, okay? Apple. Let me see if we can find a stock that was on the key list last night here. Let me just go through it. Yeah, Apple was on the key list. All right. Here's the yesterday. I'm going to drag it. This is what we were looking at yesterday. And we say, well, maybe if it takes out, let's suppose we're making this video last night. We say, well, if it takes out today's highs, again, I'm going back, I'm doing this. This is like if we were doing this last night. If it takes out today's highs, maybe we could buy some. Well, what's it do? Gaps up. See the open? It gapped up above the highs of yesterday's bar. So what do we do next? Take it down to hourly. Here's the first hourly bar today. And we say, well, there's a gapped up. And this is also why we don't buy gap ups, because what did it do? It dropped right back down. But see the price alert I have in there? I've had it in there. Why? It alerts me going sideways. If this takes out the highs of this bar, perhaps it will be a buy. All right? Now, given what it's done since then, it's dropped a little bit. What will I do? Well, if I want to stick and just say, until it takes out today's highs, I won't buy it. Just leave the alert where it is. That's all. Let's see if we can find another one. Let me see here. We'll just go down here and see what we got. Advanced Micro Devices. Oh, okay. Advanced Micro Devices closes here yesterday. What's it do today? Opens right basically where the highs of yesterday and takes off. Take it to hourly. Here's the first bar today. See it gapped up above today's highs? What does that tell you you have to do? If you're going to buy, you have to act right there, which can be difficult, folks. Can be very difficult. Take it down to 30-minute and you can see, was there good volume on that bar? Yes. Take it down to 10. Was there good volume on that bar? Yes. That could have been a buy there if you want to. It's a little bit more aggressive, but I need to share it with you. Just the specific nuts and bolts and how it works. So we do another one here. Amazon. Okay, here we go. Here's the daily on Amazon. We said to ourselves, if it takes out last night, if it takes out, see the price alert? If it takes out today's highs, that could be a buy. Let's take it to hourly. Notice this. The first hourly bar, do you see what it did? It gaps up and runs right above yesterday's highs. Take it down to 30-minute. See the opening today. And it runs above today's highs and reverses down. And you can say, well, gosh, I guess I could have bought it there. Yes, you could have. That's a pretty ugly reversal bar on volume. Take it down to 10. Here you go. The real world. See, this is why I'm doing this. This ain't textbook hocus pocus stuff. This is getting in the ditch and really digging and getting into how it is in the real world. But look at that bar. It gaps up, it runs up and reverses down. You can say, well, that's not that bad. That's okay. Well, you would have bought it taking out the previous day's highs, right? So let's suppose you bought it for $32.13. All right. Thing fell all the way down to 31.70 something or other. So that's 40 points. 40 points. Now, I know you can say 40 points on a $3,200 stock is nothing. Percentage-wise, I agree. But it's still 40 points. So what would be your answer to this situation? If you buy, go smaller. I say that a lot. We factor the risk of the chart pattern into our decision-making processes, and it really helps us. Now, let's get back here. It's the open CRM daily. Here's the chart. Right there. What do I need it to do? I've got my price alert set. You see it? I'll just leave it right there. I could, if I want to, take it to 30-minute and say, well, you know what? What could I do? And again, the real world. What could I do? If it takes out, this is the opening bar today. If it takes that out, maybe I'll be interested. So this is the price alert that I had for last night that hasn't triggered. Just if I want, drop my alert to there. Just a little early. If it starts to lift off in a good market and volume comes into it on 30-minute, perhaps we will buy. We're set. That's adjusting alerts. It works. It's the real world. Here we go. Here's another one for us. Facebook. By the way, this isn't rehearsed. I'm just scrolling down the key list. That's it, folks. It's, just going down them. Here's Facebook. Closes, gaps up today, runs up above yesterday's highs. Could that have been bought? Yesterday's highs was 266.08. Take it to the hourly, and here it did. And what did it do? It backed right off. Take it down to 30-minute, runs up and fades off because the market's a little sloppy. See where I have my price alert? What could I do? Drop it just a bit. There it is right there. Oh, by the way, you can say, how do you change your alert? This is important. Each system is different. By the way, you need to do this. I encourage you. Call your data provider and say, hey, do you all have hotkeys? So that you're not sitting here moving your mouse and trying to do a bunch of fancy stuff. All I do is I put you see my little crosshairs right there? Moving back and forth? Just a crosshair like a telescope, periscope. Just put it where you want it, okay? And let's suppose I want it right there. See the yellow line going across the page? Watch the green line. I'm going to adjust my price alert. I just put it where I want it and hit Control A. That's it. That's all. If I want a lower alert, put it down here, hit Control A. See it's red, green is up, red is down. That's all. Just doing Control A. I'm quite confident that your program that you use most likely has hotkeys also. And it's not hard. I mean, good Lord, if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. It's simple. Just Control A. If I don't want it, like so suppose I don't want these alerts, all I do is hit Control R and they're gone. That's it. Want it back in? Control A. There it is. Anyway, I wanted to just show you how to adjust alerts after, some of you had asked, and it's a good question. Now, here we go. Look at JD. It gapped up and it ran up and it took out yesterday's highs. Look at that. So you buy it and, you're buying right near the open and boom, boom, look what happens. And you're down. That's sloppy. You don't like that. I like them when they push away. Okay? Here's the hourly. Look at that ugly reversal bar on volume. Ugh, that hurts. Here it is on 10-minute. Gaps up, runs up, and zips down. So we wait. And this is the best part. How can we measure the overall strength of the market? Super right here, folks. There is QLD 10-minute. Here's the first bar this morning. I'll take it to 30-minute. Look at the first bar. Gaps up and reverses down on heavy volume. Here it is on hourly. Gaps up, runs up, and reverses down on heavy volume. What was it met with, folks? It was met with selling. So what do? See how I've got my limit alert set? I'm ready. But that's what it did. Here's SSO. Look at SSO. Same thing. Gaps up, runs up, and reverses down on fairly heavy volume. Here it is on, that's hourly. Here's 30-minute. The same thing. Boom, boom, down. Take it to 10. Boom. Last point I'll make is this, is just always monitor it. Don't micromanage it. Don't overtrade. Focus on clean and simple. I can't stress that enough. This is the last point I'm going to make. So now we know how to adjust alerts, what to look for. Look at the daily, take it down to hourly and 30-minute, and adjust the alert. No price, no volume. That's all. Nothing fancy. Our key list is small. I constantly strive to make it as small as humanly possible so we don't have to look at too many of them. But this is where I come in. I'm your eyes. All right? Believe me, I'm looking at these for two reasons. For me, but also for you. Your priority. And so I'm watching closely and adjusting so that we can hopefully make money, but also control risk. I'm really big on systems, just systematic ways of doing things. Why? Well, it keeps us more organized. By being more organized, it helps us make better decisions and faster decisions. And isn't that going to help us make money? Sure. Combine that with rules and tactics when we're ready to rock and roll. Here's an example. Right here, this is a list of stocks that's gotten positive mention in IBD. And it's, well, that's really great. That's not the issue. This is the important thing for you. Couple of points. Color code your charts. Green is good, red is bad. Green is up, red is down. There you go. Do the same thing with your price and volume bars so that there's a correlation of 100% between the two. Red, 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 red. You can see what I'm talking about. Green, green price bar, green volume bar. It will help you see trends faster, I promise. Also, I love, now this is just me, I love having the open, the high, the low, and the close. Right there, there's the close. On each bar, it really makes life easier. Now, check this out, the real world. Listen. Hear that? I turned it up. I'm not trying to be obnoxious. You're going, what the heck is that? It's a price alert. There's a price alert going off. And get this, this is cool. See up here? There it is. It's target hitting highs for this move. For my price alert. Here's the chart. And there's the price alert. What's it just telling me? That price is hitting highs here. So I adjust it, which leads to another lesson. Adjust your alerts. By the way, team, I'm not trying to throw too much at you. Please, that would serve no purpose. My passion is to help. I remember when I was getting into this, man, I was like trying to figure this out. And I lost sleep over it. It's like, there's no place to go. This was before the internet. It's like, where the heck do I go to find answers? And I'll tell you the truth. Bill O'Neill's book really helped me. How to Make Money in Stocks. Lay the cards on the table. Credit where credit's due. Awesome book. But now let's get back to the subject at hand. Color code your list of stocks. And you can do it with your system. I know you can. Red means the stock is down in price. Green means the stock is up in price. That's all. By the way, let me clarify. It's up versus the previous day's close. There's different ways to set your parameters. That's how I have mine. And it works for me. Something else that's really great. We're going to continue on with this. This is the stocks that got written up in IBD. Positive write-up. What do you notice instantly? I mean, just look at it. In 1 second, you'd say, well, there's more green than red. Okay, thanks. Thanks. There you go. You don't have to overthink it. There you go. That helps you. Says there's some weakness right now. Now, let's click on this list. See down here, this tab? ETFs. Let's see what the major index ETFs are doing. Well, here they are. Look at that. And what do you see, folks? I see more red than green. What's it say? Well, it tells us this decline's fairly broad. Do you realize in 1 second, you've got, just by looking at this, you freaking got a great feel for the market. That's huge. Now you could dig a little deeper and say, one thing I noticed is a lot of stuff's down, but MDY, mid cap, is up, and so is IWM, small cap. Wow, isn't that interesting? There you go. SSO is down, QLD is down. What's it tell us? Instantly, small cap stocks are doing a little bit better today. How could you use that information? So, well, maybe if I'm looking at something, I should look at some small cap stocks. There you go. Now, I was talking, doing all that. You could look at this, and in a matter of 2 seconds, you got a feel for what's going on. What's red, what's green, what's good, what's bad. Done. Here's another tab, Max List. There they are. There's the Max List, folks. The major index ETFs at the top. There's IWM and TNA, okay? And here's the stocks. What does this tell? Sorry, I'll turn that down. You can tell I got a limit alert going off, don't you? You can say, what is it? Look up here. It's Best Buy. We're going to look at it in a second. But here's the stocks. Right now, at the moment, we've got far more down than up. In fact, now they're all down. Okay? They're not crashing. They're not plummeting. But that helps us. Now, real time. That's why I love doing this. This is real time. What do I have going off? Best Buy. Boom. Let's take a look at it. Boom. Here it is. Double click on it. And here's the chart. There you go. Now, what do you see on Best Buy's chart? You can say, well, it's a pretty good chart, Pat. I agree. How's the volume? It's getting close to breaking out. Do you agree? Yes. We're over halfway through the day. How's the volume today? Look at that. It's low. Yesterday, the stock did 1.6 million shares. Today, it's done 600. It's done 1 million shares less than yesterday. So what do? I'll just raise my price alert a little bit. That's not a buy stop. It's just a price alert. That's all. Oh, there's NEO. You can say, well, it looks good. I think I'll wait. There's my up alert. Starts to lift off again. That's great. This is the daily chart. I'm big on hotkeys, by the way. This is 0, hourly, 8, 30-minute, 6 on my keyboard is 10. There you go. And I'm not going to get wrapped up in freaking 5-minute charts and tick charts, okay? That'll drive you nuts. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. Just simple tactics, routines that can help make you more efficient. And that's my goal, is to help.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.